Only way I want to see Rob Gronkowski come back is if Julian Edelman comes with him.
Just bring back Tom Brady.
Riding the bench. Without further ado, here are your hosts, Caleb Brown and Jacob Fagundes.
Welcome back to the Riding the Bench podcast. My name is Jacob Fagundes.
And my name is Caleb Brown.
And we are super excited to talk some sports with you guys today. We may talk about your favorite sports, your favorite teams, your favorite players, but this is a fun environment. If you can't handle that, you may leave.
Yeah, you can.
Caleb, episode 7.
Episode 7. Yeah.
I'm excited, man.
I know.
Excited. This has been fun.
It has. Yeah. Sad it's coming. I'm sad it's over.
What?
Huh?
What? It's not over. We're in this thing for the long haul.
Uh-huh.
This is fun, man. I don't want to stop anytime soon.
I am.
I want to expand. Let's start a YouTube channel, maybe. Let's do that.
I like that expansion thing. Speaking of which, if you guys want to donate to the show, please go to rss.com/riding-the-bench and click the donate button. We're just looking for money to expand our show. Help us out. We're broke 18-year-olds who need some help expanding our dreams. So if you want to donate to the show and you like it enough to donate, please do so. If not, that's cool. Keep listening.
Yeah, that money will be used to buy more mics, help pay for our subscriptions for our distribution, for our distributors and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And so anything helps. Anything helps. Anyways, we got some sports to talk about today, Caleb.
We got quite a bit.
So do you want to just get started?
Let's get into it.
Let's jump into it.
Let's get into it.
We'll start off with a little baseball news.
All right.
We keep on talking about it, man. Spring training's in full swing. But we aren't going to talk about that. There's not a ton of news with that. But there is a few other small things. Rob Manfred, the MLB commissioner, is considering removing Pete Rose from the ineligible list per his family's request. So Pete Rose was banned from baseball for betting, both as a player and a manager. So Rob Manfred, recently Donald Trump, the president, pardoned Pete Rose from all of his crimes. And so this is kind of forcing the MLB's hand, and Rob Manfred's considering taking him off of that ineligible list, and then he'd be eligible to make the Hall of Fame. So what do you think, Caleb?
I think he deserves to be in there.
Yeah, I agree. He's the all-time leader in hits. We talked about that. That was our fun fact of the week.
Yeah.
A couple episodes ago. But sports betting's everywhere now. I mean, you can't go to a stadium without seeing DraftKings everywhere.
Exactly.
So, I think it's time you put him in the Hall. You put Barry Bonds in the Hall. I mean,
as shitty as it is, I don't see that happening.
I know.
It's such a bummer, dude.
If he does this, this may be one of the few good moves that Rob Manfred has done in his time as the commissioner, because he has been awful.
Amen, Chief.
Say
that again.
Yeah, for sure. The injury bug is already starting, man, for the Yankees. Giancarlo Stanton will start the season on the IR.
With what?
Yeah. Problems in both of his elbows.
Ooh, that's not good for a baseball player.
Yeah, that's tough. But, I mean, I don't like the Yankees anyways, so I'm not too upset about it, but I'm just ready.
I was liking the Yankees during the World Series.
That was about the only time I was rooting for the Yankees. But, man, honestly, I hope the World Series got canceled. That's what I was hoping for.
Yeah, but a big-ass earthquake.
No, because they even played through that in, what was it, 89?
Yeah.
But, yeah, man, I just hope that injury bug hits the Dodgers here pretty soon, too, and
let's hope
they don't upgrade this season. But they got so many pitchers, it doesn't even matter if all their pitchers
it doesn't matter.
They'll just pull more up.
How many do they have? 14?
That's how many they can carry. They have way more than that.
Oh, shit, you're right.
Yeah, man. Crazy. This isn't really MLB news, but it's about the tournament going on next year that I'm super excited for. Albert Pujols will manage the Dominican Republic in the 2026 World Baseball Classic.
Pretty badass.
Yeah, I mean, he's a legend. I think was on steroids too, but that's a whole nother conversation. But he's going to manage the Dominican Republic that team's always really good.
Oh yeah.
The DR is always really good. I'm super excited for the World Baseball Classic. I always find it super entertaining.
I mean, the DR just breeds baseball animals.
Oh,
They
yeah, for
really
sure.
do.
For sure.
They really do. As someone, you know, I've spent some time working in the minor leagues. We see a lot of people from the Dominican Republic come in and play ball, and let's just say they don't stay in single A for very long.
They're dogs, man.
Yeah.
The one Dominican, but however, the one Dominican I knew that I played baseball with, he was awful.
Really?
So yeah. I'll name drop later, but
Oh,
that's
I'm
not
not.
a
I'm not
podcast
bleeping it
name.
this time.
It's not a podcast. It's not a
Oh,
podcast
okay.
discussion.
Okay.
But, anyways, so Albert Pujols will manage the Dominican Republic in the 2026 World Baseball Classic. I do want to point out though, he was a great guy. He was a super cool dude. Just
Yeah.
baseball wasn't his thing.
Yeah.
But so he'll manage that. And another bit of World Baseball Classic news: the qualifiers have begun. So far, Czechia. I don't even know how to pronounce that. I don't know. And Great Britain are the first.
Czechoslovakia?
No, it's Czechia.
Czechia.
Sure. Them and Great Britain, this is their first time automatically qualifying because they finished in the top 4 in their pool in the 2023 World Baseball Classic.
There we go.
So congratulations to both of them. And then for the qualifying tournaments that are taking place right now, Nicaragua and Chinese Taipei have qualified so far. So 16 of the 16 of the 20 teams have qualified so far. So there'll be 2 more teams that qualify for that 2026 World Baseball Classic happening next year.
And we're going to watch the hell out of it. It's going to be a good one.
It's going to be fun, man. It was electric last time, dude. That championship between the U.S. and Japan, Shohei pitching to Trout.
Woo!
It was crazy. World Baseball Classic, Trey Turner. It was so fun to watch, dude. Electric. Like, this might be an unpopular opinion, but I would rather watch the World Baseball Classic than any All-Star game in any sport. Even baseball.
Oh shit, okay.
Like, if out of any sporting event, I would 100% pick the World Baseball Classic every time.
World Baseball Classic or Home Run Derby?
World Baseball Classic.
Damn, okay.
It's just so electric. I don't know. Something clicks in these players' heads when they are playing for their home country. It's crazy, man. It's fun to watch. It's just electric. The environment is awesome. I'd love to go to a game someday. Mm-hmm. That'd be awesome. Anyways, our last piece of baseball news, and it's actually our fun fact of the week. Coming in early with a fun fact of the week. Chris Rodriguez of the Chicago White Sox currently has the highest ERA in spring training with an ERA of 135.00 after giving up 9 runs in the first inning of his outing.
Damn.
135 ERA.
That's wild.
That's absurd, man. But hey, that's the White Sox. If you could put the White Sox into one stat, that's the stat.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. Anyways, so that's all we have for baseball news. So now we're gonna pivot into your sport, Caleb.
Yeah, baby. Hey, y'all. I know we've been slacking. We haven't been talking a lot of football, but we back, baby. There's a lot to talk about. Okay,
there is a lot to talk about. Starting with the biggest NFL news right now, in a while. Definitely since the season ended, in my opinion. Deebo Samuel of the 49ers is traded to the Washington Commanders for a 5th round pick.
I think that's too high. I think it's too high.
You're kidding, right?
No. No, I'm kidding. Don't worry.
Okay, good.
Here's the thing with Deebo, dude. Like if you look at Deebo's career, absolute animal.
Yeah.
Absolute animal. That is one of those guys that you get the ball in his hands, you're not taking him down.
Yeah.
He's taking it to the house.
And he's one of those hybrid players where he can catch and he can run.
Yeah, and he's built like a running back. Oh my God, right?
Yeah.
But recently, Deebo Samuels has been complaining a lot about not getting the ball, especially last year was complaining about not getting the ball. Well, dude, if you want the ball, don't drop it.
Yeah.
Like he was just playing awful. So I think part of the reason that it was a fifth rounder is that his performance hasn't been that high, and I don't think that the Washington Commanders want that kind of energy. I don't think they wanted that much energy in their locker room, dude. I mean, they're hot right now.
Yeah. Well, I think it's going to be super fun to watch Jaden Daniels coming off of his insane rookie year paired up with Debo Samuel.
No, that's gonna be sick.
It's going to be awesome, dude.
Hopefully Debo can come back to what he used to be
Yeah.
with this new light on this new team. So I'm excited to see what happens there. I mean, on top of that, do we have Brandon Ayuk on here?
Yeah, we do have Brandon. That's what I was getting
Okay.
to next. There have been rumors that Brandon Ayuk may be traded or
Traded. Yeah.
traded. Yeah. Brandon Ayuk may possibly be traded away from the 49ers. So that receiving core, man, it's
That
gone.
that's what the Niners said. They said that Brandon Ayuk is up for grabs alongside Debo. Um, but hey man, I mean that I'm a Cowboys fan, so I don't like the San Francisco 49ers as an organization, but I do like a lot of their players and I you hate to see it kind of crumble like that. It turned from more to a Super Bowl hangover to just a bad execution of a season.
Hmm.
I think with that receiving core gone, I mean, who do you have for Brock Purdy now? You have Christian McCaffrey, Kyle Juszczyk, and George Kittle. That's about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh, they have, I can't remember his name. The backup running back, Elijah Mitchell. Is that his name?
No, it's Mason
No.
something. Jordan Mason.
Jordan Mason. Yeah. He's solid too, dude.
No,
So
dude, that guy popped
I
off.
think, I think they'll be okay. It's obviously not going to be where they were, Debo Samuel and Brandon Ayuk. If they lose them both, that's going to suck for them. But I don't think I think they'll still be good. You know what I mean? Like, I still think
Hot
they'll
take.
compete in that NFC West.
Hot take. Jamar Chase hasn't been picked up yet, and the Niners have a hell of a lot of cap space. If I were John Lynch, I'm going after Jamar Chase.
Hmm? That's a prediction here, man. There we go.
Might as well.
Yep. Yep. Uh, so we'll move on to our next piece of NFL news. Matthew Stafford is re-signing with the Los Angeles Rams. The details of that contract will come out later this week.
I did not see that coming. I honestly thought that Matthew Stafford was going to go to the New York Giants. Because there were just a lot of things surrounding Matthew Stafford, his wife coming out and saying stuff publicly all the time, chirping it up. Matthew Stafford's a great quarterback, but the Rams were kind of tired of the quarterback talk. So there were a lot of things aiming for him to get traded away somewhere. And the Rams sure as hell didn't want to restructure his deal, which we saw now because they only gave him a 1 year.
I don't think the details of the deal came out yet.
I thought they said they signed him to I don't think they gave the money and all that, but I'm pretty sure they signed him to a
It's
1
only
year.
a 1 year.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
I mean that's what I would assume as well.
Hmm.
But who knows, man? Is Matthew Stafford going to retire after this year?
I mean, he's old. He probably should. Um, but I didn't think he was going anywhere. This is going to be his fifth season in LA. He won a Super Bowl there. I think if this is his last season, I think he would have stayed with the Rams anyways. I don't
You
think
just
I
have to
couldn't have
take
seen him going anywhere.
you just have to take your hat off for Matthew Stafford, man.
Yeah, yeah, he's had a long career. It was rough in the beginning, but that Lions team wasn't good anyways. Uh,
Yeah.
and now he's come to the Rams. He won a Super Bowl. Like, yeah, for sure.
Credible quarterback. Credible
Hats off to
quarterback.
Matthew Stafford. But not to his wife. I got really mad a couple years ago when he came out and said, "Stop calling him Matt." Like, I'm gonna call him whatever I want to call him.
Yeah, she talks some shit.
Yeah, when she came out and said, "Don't call him Matt. His name's Matthew." All that stuff. That made me a little mad.
Stupid.
Yeah, I think NFL wives just need to stay in their lane.
Yeah. Brittany.
Brittany, yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about. Uh, anyways, do you have anything else on the Matthew Stafford news or anything?
I don't think so, man. I mean, if he's going to retire, he's going to retire. But that kind of sucks because I think the Rams are a lot closer to a Super Bowl than people think. Like the Rams are pretty damn close to a Super Bowl. In that game against Philly, that snow game, the Rams in that final drive were looking like they were going to beat Philly.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I think they won't, obviously, if they lose Cooper Cup, they won't have as strong of a receiving core. But Puka Nakua has so much potential. I mean,
Yeah.
I drafted him first overall in my fantasy league last year.
And got pissed off.
I got pissed off because he got hurt, and then when he got hurt, he came back and got suspended. And so, but I drafted him because I think he has potential. He's young, he's good. So I think even if they do lose Cooper Cup, Matthew Stafford can make that Lions team, or not that Lions, that Rams team successful.
I agree.
Uh, Kind of pivoting, or we'll talk about this guy before we get into the futures. Travis Kelce will return for his 13th season in the NFL.
I think so.
Yeah, I think Taylor Swift was like, "No, you can't retire yet." So she needs this storyline. She needs him to win a Super Bowl so he could propose on the field, and all the Swifties can go crazy.
Yeah. Here's the thing, though, dude. Travis is very, I don't know, dude. Just the way you listen to him talk right now. I mean, I'm sure it's coming off that loss they just had because you don't really see stuff like that happen with the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah,
So I think it's definitely lowered his morale for sure. But man, I think is Travis Kelce old? Yeah. Did he perform awful in the Super Bowl? Yeah. But is Travis Kelce still a phenomenal tight end? Absolutely.
hmm
If he wants to come back and play another year, he can come back and play another year. I think Travis
yeah,
Kelce could play another 3 or 4 more years.
hmm yeah,
So I don't know. It's just, I mean, it's honestly just what he thinks. He sounds pretty defeated. I mean, it sounds like it might be time for him to be done. He was talking about how it's kind of hurting his body and things like that. And I'm sure he's having a lot of conversations with his brother who takes, extremely good care of his body and realized it was over for him. So I'm sure him and Jason are chatting it up about that right now. But yeah, dude, only time will tell. I mean, if he wants to come back, he can come back and kick ass. But if not, hats off to him. He was great.
yeah. He's had a great career. What, 3 Super Bowls?
3 Super Bowls.
Uh, so yeah, he's been a great tight end. I still think he's one of the best tight ends in the league. There are these younger tight ends who are coming up, who obviously are going to take over because they're younger, they're more athletic and
Brock
everything.
Bowers, baby.
Brock Bowers, but yeah, Travis Kelce's had a phenomenal career. But I don't blame him for wanting to come back after that Super Bowl loss, walking out of the stadium after a loss in that hideous outfit.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't
that's
blame him
rough.
for wanting to come back. Now pivoting onto this year's draft a little bit, or the star of this year's draft, Travis Hunter says he wants to play 100% of snaps on both sides of the ball, saying, "quote I'm just different."
No, that's a lot to ask for, kid. This is the NFL. This isn't college.
Yeah,
It's a lot to ask for. I don't care how good you were in college. That does not mean, dude. John, different positions as well. But Johnny Manziel, one of the greatest quarterbacks we've ever seen in college, came into the Browns and shit his pants. Same
yeah,
with Tim Tebow. Like, dude, it's not college. Like, this is the league. You got a lot. Like, you got to prove yourself. You can't just say, "Oh, I'm just different. I'm worth all this money." No, bro.
yeah,
You got a
yeah.
ways to go.
There's a reason there's something called your welcome to the NFL moment. It's
Yes,
because when you get hit that first time in the NFL, you wake up, you're like, oh crap. Because
exactly.
you realize it's a whole nother game. These are professional football players. Like, these are the biggest, baddest football players on the entire planet.
Yeah.
And it just takes so much out of your body to play even one side of the ball. But saying that you're going to play 100% of the snaps on both sides, I think is insane.
I think it's insane. What happens when you run a dagger route playing against the San Francisco 49ers, right? Or the Philadelphia Eagles, right? And you get absolutely shit smacked by Fred Warner or Zach Bond.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
the same.
hmm
It's not the same at all.
Yeah. Or your I don't know where I was going with this.
Oh, way to go, dude.
I was gonna make some mention of JJ Watt coming back to the Bengals and getting hit by JJ Watt. 'Cause- oh, that's one more thing I want to talk about too. But yeah, I think he's insane. I not even Deion Sanders, his coach at Colorado, played 100% on both sides. He played a little bit on each side, but he didn't play 100% on both sides. So I think he's insane for thinking he can do both.
It's insane. Yeah, but I don't think he's gonna go. He's lowering himself, dude. Like he's not gonna go. Oh, dude, where's he gonna go in this draft? I don't know.
I don't know because I think if he wants to play DB more, Like if he has these meetings with these teams and he says, "I want to play," and they say you can't play both sides, he says, "I want to play DB." That's gonna it's gonna take a hit to his draft stock because people aren't gonna draft DBs that early.
Yeah, and
But
his
if
his first meeting so far, he said his first meeting with a team was for receiver.
Okay, so I think if he goes for receiver, he'll go earlier. If he goes for DB, he'll go later.
Yeah, let's just pray that Ashton Genty falls to 12th because he wants to play
Uh,
in Dallas.
he's had meetings with the Broncos, man.
Yeah, but they're high. They're not high enough.
But he already played for the Broncos, the Boise State Broncos.
It doesn't
So
matter.
why not
They're
just
not.
stick with
They're
the
not.
same
They're not high
mascot?
enough. You think he'll fall all the way down to the Broncos? No,
I'm praying, man.
not a chance in
Um,
hell. He's got a way better chance of going to Dallas than Denver.
anyways, back to Travis Hunter. In an interview, he was asked if he thinks what he does is harder than what Shohei Ohtani does in baseball, which is pitch and hit. Uh, and he said that he does think it is harder than what Ohtani does in baseball. So what do you think about that, Caleb?
Physically, yeah.
Yeah, I think physically it's harder, but the margin for error. Don't get me wrong, I don't like Ohtani, and right now he's half a baseball player. He's not. He's not pitching, and I don't think he'll ever pitch the same way again. Um, but what Otani's done, it's so much harder mentally. Baseball is the hardest sport you could play mentally. Because think about it. If you are successful 3 out of 10 times at the plate, you are one of the best players on the planet.
Right.
That's insane. If you're successful 30% of the time, you're elite. That's crazy to think about. And and the margin for error in baseball is so much smaller. You have to hit a round ball with a round bat, like in such a short amount of time, coming
That's
at you at
dipping and
98.
spinning and
Yeah, coming at you at 98 miles an hour. I saw a video. The average fastball last season was thrown at 93 miles an hour.
damn.
Like that's crazy. And so
My car doesn't even go that fast.
your car barely runs. There's a reason it's called the booty mobile.
That's because it smells bad, not because it runs bad.
So I don't know. I think mentally what Otani does is harder, but physically what Travis Hunter does is harder.
I agree. But Travis Hunter, I think I don't know. If he's asking for that much, I mean, he can get shut down, but he's probably going to be a little biatch in the locker room. First overall pick, in my opinion, is going to go to Cam Ward.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cam Ward's going to go to the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah, I think so.
And God, do they need him.
Yeah, man, they need a QB bad. They need a lot
They need a lot.
even compete. But a QB is where you should start.
D-Hop, Derrick Henry.
Yeah, but I didn't have this written down. But since I brought it up, I want to talk about how the Bengals are going to be the ancient team next year with J.J. Watt offering that if the Burnley FC goalie doesn't give up a goal for the rest of the season, he'll come out of retirement and play for the Bengals. And Rob Gronkowski is rumored to come out of retirement and play for the Bengals next year. Have you
Seriously?
seen all that? Yeah, that's the rumor going around, man.
Only
Is
way I
that
want to see Rob Gronkowski come back is if Julian Edelman comes with him.
just bring back Tom Brady, bring back
Nah,
the Patriots in the
if the
2010s.
if the Bengals are gonna lose Jamar Chase, great. Throw in Julian Edelman.
My gosh, man, that team is gonna be so old, it's gonna be crazy. But I don't know, man. I think that'd be funny to watch. Just a couple, because JJ Watt, I mean, obviously he's one of the greatest DNs of all time. But and Gronk is one of the greatest tight ends of all time. But they're both old as hell now, so it'll be interesting to see if that ends up playing out. Do you have any other NFL news you want to talk about?
No, but I was talking to Jacob the other day. Sorry, I'm eating a sandwich, but I was talking to Jacob yesterday, and he said something crazy. So I wanted to ask you guys to go comment on our Instagram and see what you think. Okay, Jacob said that he thinks Von Miller is a better football player, defensive football player than Aaron Donald. What do you guys got to say about that? Send it through. I think he's crazy. I think Aaron Donald is one of the best defensive players of all time. So is Von Miller. But Aaron Donald was just a different beast.
Yeah, yeah.
You gotta
I
look at
didn't
his
know that
career. You just gotta
conversation.
look at his career.
I didn't know this conversation would end up on the podcast, or else I would have thought about it a little bit before I said it. Because when I said that, it was fully a Homer comment. I was thinking of my boy Von Miller. Von Miller was obviously Peyton Manning was my favorite, but when Peyton Manning retired, Von Miller was my favorite player in the NFL. And shockingly, Todd Gurley. I love Todd Gurley for some reason, but
Okay.
I that was a Homer comment. I didn't realize it would end up on the podcast.
Yeah, well, here it is. Okay, I'm airing out your shit. All right, I'm calling you out, and everybody's gonna tell you you're stupid.
Anyways, let's
Oh
let's pivot to some NBA news, huh?
my God,
So
Steph Curry, freaking.
we're not there yet. We're
Oh
not there
my
yet.
God,
Chill, bro.
you
Let me do
chill.
my thing.
Shut up.
Shut up.
No, you stupid.
You hang up first.
No, you.
Why do you always have food when we record these episodes, dude? I
No, I'm
need
fat. I'm a big back.
I need someone to talk to while we record these episodes, and you always have food, so I gotta
Just,
wait for you to respond.
just
Oh, you're
talk.
talking with your mouth full.
Yeah, just talk.
Anyway, so into some NBA news. The playoffs are quickly approaching. Um, Joel Embiid is out for the year with a knee injury.
That blows. That's a
Yeah,
blow.
yeah, yeah. I mean, the Sixers aren't super solid, anyways.
Yeah.
They're just all right. But Embiid is a big part of that roster, and so that's two big men going down for the rest of the year. Because I don't remember if we talked about it last week, but Wemby is out for the rest of the year
We did
with a
talk about
blood
that.
clot. Yeah, with
Oh
a blood
no.
clot in his shoulder.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that's scary. Prayers up for him, man, because
Yeah.
that can be deadly.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, prayers up for Wemby. Joel Embiid, obviously, we hope he heals, so he can come back next year. He's a fun dude to watch. I guess I'm not a big fan of Joel Embiid, just because I don't like the way he throws his body around, like on the court. I don't think he plays very technical basketball, but obviously he's a great player. Um, so obviously, hope he heals and is back for next season. But this this one is the one that you started talking about.
Oh my
Steph
God.
Curry, both of our favorite team, the Golden State Warriors, Steph Curry, um, goes off for a career high 56 points, shooting 16 for 25, with 12 of those from behind the 3-point line, uh, and 22 in the third quarter alone.
Holy shit.
Wow. What? That was against the Orlando Magic, man.
What a game.
What a game.
He's
That
not human.
56 points, dude, and 12 threes
I mean, who does that? Who does that these days? Nobody.
at 36 years old.
That's old. That's old
That is
basketball
old.
right there. Nobody does
Yeah,
that.
that's crazy. But speaking of age,
That's MJ shit right
he's
there.
what did I say? 36?
Yeah.
He's 36. Does he retire after this season?
Probably, but I hope not.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
If he does retire, I mean, I feel like that's gonna be one of those things. Like, do you remember where you were when you found out?
yeah,
You know
like
what I
the
mean?
Kobe death.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I remember
I was at the Wood Lake Rodeo.
I was on my way home from a camp out, from a Boy Scout camp out.
It's awful,
Like
dude.
it was crazy, man. So
But Steph
yeah,
Curry, like, I mean, if he does choose to retire, he's just one of those guys that you really just got to bow down and give your props to the greatness that is Steph Curry, dude. I mean,
yeah,
I think, I mean, a lot of people argue it, and it's a thing that a lot of people just got to agree to disagree. But I think Steph Curry is the greatest point guard of all time. If he's not, he sure as hell too.
yeah. Yeah,
Um,
I think 1 and 2 are interchangeable,
just
which that's our start bench cut this week, but we'll get to that in a minute.
just one of the best players to ever play the game.
For sure. And I've heard a lot, like on Instagram Reels. I don't know, my algorithm's all messed up. Right now, my Instagram Reels are all political and basketball, which I don't know why. But I've seen a lot of things where people are like arguing that Steph Curry is better than LeBron James and a bunch of stuff basically discrediting LeBron James, and I think it's funny because I'm not a big LeBron fan,
I
anyways.
hate you, LeBron.
Hate's a strong word.
Hit the rolly stove with the rolly on.
Uh, but yeah, anyways,
Did you not get that reference?
huh?
Did you not get that reference? What I
Uh-uh.
just said? You never seen that video of LeBron in the gym going boom, 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 hit the rolly stove with the rolly on, and then he goes.
No,
You've
I've never
never
seen
seen
that.
that? Oh
No,
my
I've never
god, I'm
seen that
gonna send
video.
it to you right after this.
You send me so many Instagram reels, bro. Um, but yeah, I've seen a bunch of things that like, oh, Curry beat LeBron in the finals 3 times, like all that kind of stuff. So, hey, that's mine, jerk. I left it at your house last night.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so I've seen a bunch of that stuff, and I like it. I love Curry. So,
God, I love you, Steph. Be my
which
dad.
brings us to our start bench cut for the week. This is our weekly segment where I give 3 players 3 things, and you have to start one, bench one, and cut one. This week, we talked about it last week. We started having the debate a little bit, but this week we are doing point guards, NBA point guards,
All time.
all time NBA point guards. So the first one, obviously, we've been talking about him for the past few minutes. Steph Curry of the Golden State Warriors, and then you have Magic Johnson
Of the Los Angeles Lakers.
of the Los Angeles Lakers, and then our last one is John Stockton of the
Of the
Utah Jazz. I'm gonna pass on that body. I'm John Stockton.
Facts.
Sometimes you gotta pop out and show.
I'm so stupid.
Certified boogeyman.
I just realized that John Stockton did play for the Magic. I don't know why I always associate John Stockton with the Bulls just because of that championship against the Bulls and the Magic or the Jazz.
Yeah.
Um, damn, you just threw me off. I'm like, damn, I forgot he didn't play for the Bulls.
So that's one of the hardest bars ever, bro. I'm gonna pass on that body.
Body of John Stockton. All right, you want to start it off?
I'll start it off. Well, because I know we're gonna debate about this, man.
Yep.
We're gonna have a little bit of a debate. But I'm going to start Magic Johnson, bench Steph Curry, and cut John Stockton.
Dumbass.
And I think Magic Johnson and Steph Curry are interchangeable, but just because of the dominance that Lakers team had for so long. And I know the Warriors had that dominance too, and I loved it. I lived through that. That was prime NBA for me because I'm a big Warriors fan. But I mean, I got a Warriors thing on my wall back here. But I don't know. I think Magic Johnson was just insane. I think he's arguably the second greatest basketball player of all time behind Michael Jordan.
Magic?
Yeah, I think so. He's definitely top 5.
Wow.
He's definitely top 5. I think he's insane. He had an amazing career. That Lakers team was so good because he was a leader on that team. So I'm going to start Magic Johnson. Obviously, Steph Curry, absolute legend, plays for my Warriors. The 3-point king absolutely changed the game. We talked about that in one of our previous episodes about how there have been 3 players who changed the game: Michael Jordan, Wilt Chamberlain, and Steph Curry. And Steph Curry makes everyone around him better. Just like Magic Johnson, he made everyone on his team better. Steph Curry makes everybody around him better. And then John Stockton, obviously an absolute legend too. But when you have these 3 legends lined up next to each other, I'm gonna have to start Magic, bench Curry, and cut John Stockton. What about you, Caleb?
I'm with you there. I disagree that that Magic Johnson is the second best basketball player of all time.
Mm-hmm.
I hate LeBron, but I think LeBron does go top 3.
Yeah.
Kobe has to be up there as well to say that.
Yeah.
To say that, I mean, if anybody's gonna be number 2, it's Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think you could swap Kobe Bryant and LeBron. If you look at it on paper. But I'm gonna start Steph Curry. I'm going to bench Magic, and I'm gonna cut John Stockton. John Stockton, we love you, but I have the same reason that Jacob had. Now for Magic Johnson, like you said, one of the most dominant players in NBA history.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, he made everybody around him better. He was dominant. That Lakers team was scarier than hell. Which is what puts him in the history books as one of the greatest point guards of all time.
Yep.
Now, Magic Johnson was in the league for 13 years. Just dominating the whole time, whole 13 years, just kicking ass.
Yeah.
Steph Curry, his entire career, kicking ass.
Mm-hmm.
This is 15 years for him.
Okay.
I think he's been doing it longer. He's had, I mean, you have so many people in the league right now that are going to go down as all-time legends.
Mm-hmm.
Like Jason Tatum, man. Like guys like that that are all-time legends.
Yeah, absolutely. Jason, Chris Paul, Paul George, Fresno State legend.
Yeah.
Now,
all these people are going to go down as Hall of Famers, and Steph
KD,
Curry
we have to mention KD in there too.
KD, LeBron,
LeBron, obviously, yeah.
And Steph Curry's been able to defy the odds against all of those for 15 years straight. So I have no choice but to give it to Steph Curry.
And I don't argue. I'm not going to argue on that because I think those two are interchangeable. Just what I said, that's my opinion. But obviously, I think they're interchangeable.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And then you said you're also cutting John Stockton.
Yeah, I'm cutting John Stockton. I'm finna pass on that body. I'm John Stockton. I'm gonna pass on that foo.
Yeah. So, anyways, do you have anything else to talk about?
I don't think so.
No. We got a little bit of time left. Do you want to hear one more fun fact? We'll do 2 fun facts this week.
You have another fun fact?
I do have another fun fact. I brought it up. That's why there was that music in the background because I went on Instagram to find it. But I've been wanting to do this one, but I haven't really found a good place. And since we have a little bit of extra time here before the podcast ends, I feel like I'm going to talk about this real quick. So, Caleb.
Yeah.
Did you know that Madison Bumgarner, the pitcher for the Giants, had more grand slams than Prince Fielder, who had more inside the park home runs than Ricky Henderson, who had fewer steals of home than Babe Ruth, who had as many shutouts as Pedro Martinez?
You lost me about halfway through that, but damn.
So, Bumgarner has more grand slams than Prince Fielder.
Okay.
Which is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Prince Fielder has more inside the park home runs than Ricky Henderson.
Damn.
Which is wild because Prince Fielder's a big boy.
Mm-hmm.
And tragic how his career ended. Ricky Henderson had fewer steals of home than Babe Ruth, the 47-year-old alcoholic. Shout out Shane Gillis. And Babe Ruth had as many shutouts as Pedro Martinez.
That is wild.
Just that whole connection. That's crazy, dude.
That's wild.
That's wild.
But let's not fail to give our kudos to Francisco Rodriguez.
Oh my god. We still haven't posted our lineups from last week, man. We need to. Because I want you to realize how dumb that pick really was. So
I want you to kiss my ass. So
all right. Anyways. So also, before we end this episode, we want you guys to go over to our Instagram at Riding the Bench Pod. Next week, we're going to be starting a new weekly segment called Hot Takes. So we want to hear your guys' hot takes every single week. We'll pick one every week to talk about and say whether we agree, disagree, what we think about your guys' hot takes, you guys, the listeners. So go over to our Instagram at Riding the Bench Pod and drop us a follow. Send us your hot takes. Go ahead, send us a DM. Tell Caleb he's an idiot. Also, we mentioned it earlier. Now you can donate to the show. Help us 2 idiot 18-year-olds who started a podcast. We're just guys who being dudes. Help us grow this into a big thing so that we can start a YouTube channel for you guys. Keep you guys entertained on a weekly basis. So go ahead and go over there and donate. Anything helps.
I agree.
This has been the Riding the Bench podcast. As a reminder, my name is Jacob Fagundes.
My name is Caleb Brown.
Stay benched, boys.
Yeah.